Hey, this is Mike from JBL Adventures, and today we're going to do homemade suet cakes. Every year I collect a whole bunch of ingredients to make my own do-it-yourself suet cakes, and it never costs me a dime because I have all the ingredients that I collect through the year and I make everything myself. So really what you need right now is a crock pot. I bought this at a local thrift store, real cheap, used. I got some molds, and the molds fit in my suet cake holders. You can see that right there. And the molds are really just pots or pans that your wife or you should have, whether you're living or your mother, whatever you're doing. And then we're going to use our ingredients. So stick around and watch how this all unfolds. So the next thing you're going to need is your suet. So what I do, and this saves me a lot of money, is I collect the fat from beef and from bacon and chicken, any kind of fat, and I freeze it. And all I do is I collect the hot grease, I put it in a bowl, and I freeze it. And then I remove it from the bowl, and it comes out looking kind of like this. Got all the different stuff. Now, you don't have to worry about this stuff in the back underneath my finger. That stuff is actually, the birds eat it. I do want to caution you that if you use my recipe, and you live in the city where you have sewers, you may have rats. Now I live out here in the country, we're on septic, so I don't have that problem. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a couple of these grease cakes inside your crock pot, and you're gonna turn it on, and you're gonna let it melt. And then when it all melts, we'll check back in and we'll start making our suet cakes. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, my grease, lard, suet, whatever you want to call it, is melted. And I have parchment paper or wax paper, whatever you want to use, for my molds. And then this is my homemade mix that I'm going to put in. It's everything that I have that lay around the bottom of my house. It is, you see some Cheerios, corn flakes. I use anything stale. I mash it up in this bag, and I throw it in. Now, I also use eggshells from our chickens. I did some research online. I found out that wild birds eat the eggshells for extra calcium for their eggs. So I decided to start saving all my eggshells from my ducks and my chickens and put it in my suet cakes. So this is how we do this. I'm just gonna scoop out a little bit. Then I'm gonna put one in each mold. Well, this one, the big one, might get two cups of this. It doesn't have to be precise. You just want to kind of fill it up. But you got to remember that the suet is going to actually go into this too. This is kind of difficult with okay. It's got popcorn in it. It's got everything. But the birds seem to really dig it. So then we are going to grab our ladle and we're going to open up our suet, our grease, and I'm just going to pour some in to cake it all together. So it's kind of like a two-part process for me. I start with a base coat. Then, after it's froze a little bit, I add the rest of the suet. And I do this just so that it starts, the suet cake starts to form on its own within the mixture. Then I put more in too, kind of like a layered system. I don't know why I do it, I just like doing it. You don't have to, it just works for me, and I think it's cooler. But anyways, here we go. Suet, the grease is going in, and then I'm gonna microwave, or not microwave it, I'm gonna freeze it for a while. Then we'll come back and we'll start making it again. Put the rest of our suet in. Okay, so now I got them out in a cold area. This is my Florida sunroom, but it's October 30th right now. The weather is just a little over 32 degrees. And you need the grease to re-solidify again to hold everything together. With my recipe, you always have to have it cold out for the suet to bind. I haven't found an agent yet that works well in the summertime heat. But other than that, I'm gonna keep you posted on this. After they solidify up, I might put some more treats in for these birds. I definitely gotta put some more grease in the big one. And I'll let you know how it works. And we're back here at JBL Adventures. This is how the suet cakes turned out. I usually try to make them to fit my suet cake holder. So we're going to now put them in the holders and put them on our bird feeders and see if the birds actually like the suet that I made. And just like that, we got our homemade suet cakes in place. And real easy to do. But like I said, if you guys live closer to the city where you have sewers, this might attract rats. But I spent nothing to make these cakes. And I know they're gonna work, but I'll show you guys as soon as the birds start coming. Check back in with you. Thanks a lot.